Hi everyone, my name is Rodney. I'm here with Board Game Geek at GAMA 2020, and I've been joined by Jason from VR Games, and you brought a little packaged game here called TALI.
Yes. TALI is a new game that we've made at VR Game Studios at VRSoft, and it's going to be released March 27th.
Oh, so not out yet. Soon,
It's
though.
not out
Very
yet.
soon.
It's going to be very soon.
Okay. I'm kind of intrigued by this. I'm looking at the components, and I'm seeing what look like dice, but in a very unique shape.
Yes, those are knuckle-bone dice. So essentially, these are precursors to dice from history. So VRSoft creates a lot of historical-based games, and one of the things I decided to do was to try to find a way to use these coins, which are really cool, these metal coins. And what else did the 1000 AD Byzantines do with coins? And one thing I found out is chariot races. Well, that's been done pretty well, as everybody kind of knows. So I was thinking about something else, and gambling's kind of cool.
Right.
And gambling's a light game you can play in a social environment. So I reintroduced the game of TALI. TALI means knucklebones in Roman. As the Byzantine empires wrote down in history, we know they wrote down how they played. So
this is a recreation of an historical game that was played.
Part of it.
Yeah.
So you'll see these cards. That's in addition to that.
I bet they didn't have that.
That's right. They didn't have cards and characters. They had role play.
Yeah.
So what I've done is it's 2 games in 1. So you can play the original knucklebones like they played in history. And by the way, that's also a good add-on to role-playing games if you want to roll for your characters' lives. If the DM does that to you, you know, you can probably blame me for giving them the idea of being able to use the knucklebones to do that. And you can use these cool historic metal coins. They're also from 1000 AD.
Right.
You might have recognized these coins from some of my earlier games, like Swords and Sails, that was produced last year. And so it's a common component. You can use the ones you've got for Swords and Sails for the TALI game as well.
Yeah. Or you can pick them up separately, right? Is that the idea here?
Yes, they are separately packaged, and you can just buy those for your role-playing games or your other historical games if you like. So the base game does come with a cardboard coin so that you're not forced to buy a really expensive game. You can still enjoy TALI. TALI comes with 6 character cards for the micro role playing, and you can play with. There's enough coinage here in the cardboard to play with the 6 players as well.
Okay.
So it's 2 to 6 players.
What are you generally doing in the game? What's the sort of
Well, essentially you're gambling. So what you want to do. So these are the knucklebones, and historically, the story is, well, first off, the knucklebones, they didn't always have these Roman numerals on, but the rich aristocrats of Rome would put these on there, and you can notice that I have one that's in red. Well, that's one you want to get when you roll, because that's a Cino.
Yeah. Okay.
That's a Cino, sorry.
Yeah.
And the Cino is what you need in order to score. And you roll all 4 at once, and this is actually called the back. You see how it goes in the back?
Of the,
and this is the belly, so they would call this the belly. It's the 4. And the 4 and the 3 are actually kind of useless if you roll those, because if you don't get at least a 6, you don't score in the game. And this is, you see how it looks like a canine tooth? This is the dog.
Okay.
So the dog is bad if you roll the dog. So every dog you roll, you have to throw a copper into the round pot. And if you roll a 6, a 3, and a 4, and a 1, that's one of each, that's the best roll. It's called a Venus. And Venus is like a jackpot.
Okay.
Like in a casino, you go ding, ding, ding.
Yes, right.
You essentially win the game pot and the round pot all at once. And the game pot is essentially what you form to play the game. You buy into the game.
So are you rolling the knucklebones a certain number of times, trying to get a certain result?
Once per round.
Okay.
And so if somebody doesn't win the round pot, of course what happens in gambling, it goes to the house, the game pot. And so the game pot will get bigger and bigger if nobody wins each round. But you can win the round pot, but if you roll the Venus, you get the game pot and the round pot. And essentially, just like most gambling games, you find your money going away quickly.
And how many people can this play?
It's 6 players for the base game. I have an expansion, which you can add 4 more characters or unique characters. Each of the characters, by the way, add to the historic game where they each have their own special power and they interact with each other. It's fairly fun. And there's also an element which I've added as an option if you want to play as role-playing. At the end of each round of gambling, somebody would get a silver, which is worth 5. This is actually worth 1, 5, and 25, kind of analogous to U.S. coins. And so everybody votes. Right. And whoever they vote for did the best role-playing. That can get some very funny antics going on in some of the games sometimes.
How long would you say it takes to play usually?
To do it well, you know, you're at the bar or something too. So, yeah.
This is something quick to play then, would you say?
It's fairly quick. You can play a game in 20 minutes. It depends a little bit on your die rolls and how quick the game is. I've seen somebody get the Venus in their very first roll.
Right.
But then there's enough coins. Everybody starts with 2 gold, 3 silver, and 5 copper. And so there's another gold. You start the game with a gold.
Right.
And so there's enough gold to play essentially 2 Venus.
And this is something that you said is going to be available later in March, is that right?
It's March 27th, the release date. There are, it's in distribution right now, so there are some stores that should be carrying it right at release date. And this weekend, maybe we'll find a lot more stores that are going to be getting it.
Yeah, all right. Well, excellent, Jason. Thank you so much for giving us an overview. And all of you, thanks for watching. Bye now.